Hello, welcome to the obligatory bonus part of megamanzxadvent. So, to start off, we're going to head into megamanzxadvent. As you can tell, just like with the original ZX, I was playing this on the Legacy Collection, which is probably the best way to play not just the ZX games, but like each of the older titles. So, upon beating the game, you have access to different mini-games. Survival Road, where you have to fight every boss in the game one after another. Health and biometal energy returns to their default settings, as well as the use of items is prohibited. Health can be restored only by the use of 2 sub-tanks, as opposed to the 4 that you get normally. There's also Quiz Advent. Answer a series of questions given by the character in the game by touching the screen, which is why you're seeing the cursor here. There are 3 types of quizzes: Zoom Quiz, Silhouette Quiz, and Gap Quiz. The one that I personally want to show off is this, Megaman A. The A standing for Ancient. This is basically what it is. It's basically like playing classic Megaman, essentially. And this is also the final transformation that you get. If you can't tell, I'm not particularly good at this minigame whatsoever. But then again, classic Megaman was never really my strong suit. The boss of each area. So yeah, by the way, something about this version of Model A here. When you actually unlock this, you normally unlock this form by getting every single Subaroi medal. And when you do unlock this form, you are able to wall jump with it, but you can't wall jump here in this minigame. Yeah, I was never really particularly good at this because, of course, classic Megaman was never my strong suit. You also do get a little remix of there you go. That's basically I wanted to show off, aside from the opposite player character. The character where I didn't pick, that being Ash. So this is Ash. Ash pretty much controls similarly to Gray, except of course her homing laser is blue in coloration. In fact, there's the homing shot. She also has access to the Giga Crush. And a laser that can ricochet. A key aspect about Ash here is that, if you notice, Ash's shots are much slower compared to Gray's, but she does more damage. The pseudo-ray forms are pretty much identical, but it's the biometal forms where things start to differ. Starting with Sonic. He has shields. He has spinning kunais that function as a shield, as opposed to the massive shuriken that he throws if you're playing as Gray. Model L. Summons a block of ice. That, if you hit it, fires 3 ice shards. Fun fact, that thing actually floats. So there's that as well. Atlas fires explosives as opposed to fireballs. Like so. Model H. The tornadoes go vertically as opposed to in front of you, horizontally. And finally, whereas Gray runs into Ale, Ash runs into Vent, who is, for the most part, identical to Ale, except whereas Ale can perform a downward stab, Vent does this, upward slash. Here's Ash's regular form. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for Ash. Whereas Vent and Ale are pretty much identical to each other, there is more incentive to play as Ash in megamanzxadvent, since Ash is different from Gray. As for the gallery, we had several pieces of artwork here for us to witness. For example, the thumbnail. Yes, this fucking image right here is what I basically used for the thumbnail, essentially. So, you also have this image right here. There's Gray, Ash, Gray in Model A form, Ash in Model A form, Vent, and Ale. Yeah, something I'm surprised it took me a long time to notice is that Vent is always depicted with the Z Saber or the ZX Saber, whereas Ale is often depicted with the ZX Buster, which sort of implies that Ale is more of a Buster specialist, so more of a long-range fighter, whereas Vent is more of a close-range fighter. There's this dickhead, Albert, Thomas, and Nikolai, who actually has 3 eyes, which is something I never noticed for the longest goddamn time. There's the Hunter's Camp inhabitants. these schmucks. Atlas transformed. Sarnak, who looks like he's ready to go full sicko mode. Sarnak transformed. Thetis transformed. Aeolus transformed. The intro boss, Buckfire, Chronoforce, Rosespark in both forms. Queen Bee, Voltron, though for some reason the wings give me more bat vibes than vulture vibes. I would know because I've actually seen vultures. No, really. Vultures are actually much larger than you'd think. Ugoyle and Argoyle, these two pains in the ass. Headshock, Bifrost, god damn. Prometheus, oof. Pandora, Albert, the real Albert. Totally not Kaiser Ghidorah. Albert in his true form. And then there's Model A. There's all the pseudoroids. And you can tell that Headshock is easily the smallest out of the 8. Technically 9, but you know what I mean. Whereas Bifrost is easily the largest. Actually, I think out of all the pseudoroids between both ZX games, Bifrost is, in fact, the largest of the pseudoroids, without a doubt. Even larger than Protectoros from the first ZX. There's a bit of a demonstration of the transformation and mechanism, where you have the player character as, well, Buckfire going up against Chronoforce, some concept art. You can tell how much effort went into the ZX games, in all honesty. I mean, it is absolutely staggering. And there's actually the ship that Ash was in, which is actually her intro stage. There's the crate Model A was in. But yeah, just also here's some of the stages. But yeah, it's like you can really tell that a lot of effort was put into like fleshing out the world of the ZX games as like basically a world that is like recovering from the events of, or has already recovered from the events of the ZX, the Zero titles. And I would have definitely liked to see where they would have like gone. God damn it, my phone's going off. I would have liked to see where they would have gone with this had they continued. Got some more posters. And we're back to the beginning. Let's see. There's also the music player that you can listen to. So, yeah, if you ever get the opportunity, we do give the soundtrack for the ZX games a listen. It's actually pretty solid, actually. I mean, the more I think about it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I want to show off at the moment. Of course, the only other thing in the Legacy Collection is ZZ Chaser, where it's more of a race against the clock to like complete the objective as fast as possible. Basically speedrun mode, which frankly, especially in the case of ZX Advent, I do find like going fast in ZX Advent in particular oddly satisfying, ironically enough. Like, I wouldn't commit myself to fully speedrunning it. But like, if I'm just playing it casually, sure, I don't like. I'm just speeding right through everything. But yeah, again, as I've said in the last part, I am glad that I got the chance to do the ZX games, especially ZX Advent, since in the case of ZX Advent and the game that I'm currently playing, actually, because I am playing the Star Force Legacy Collection as well, Star Force Leo, both ZX Advent and Star Force Leo were where I got my start with Mega Man. And I know that Mega Man is still around because, like, Mega Man 11, Legacy Collections, and that upcoming title, Double Drive, I forget what the name of it was, the one that's slated for, like, next year. But personally, I would like to see, like, Mega Man games that aren't just like the classic or the X series. Because I do think there are various directions the series can go when you tackle, say, the ZX games, for example, or Star Force. Given how fleshed out the setting and the characters for those games are, it would be a shame to not, like, expand on that. And hopefully these Let's Plays have convinced you to give the Legacy Collections a shot. As for what's next on the docket, well, since I am uploading this on Sunday, even though I'm recording this on Thursday, so you're actually gonna. So this is gonna be released on Easter, funnily enough. Next Saturday, from the time that I'm recording this, I will be posting the first part of Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory, and then the following Saturday, or yeah, actually, yeah, so that's going to be the Sunday. So, I cannot speak tonight, goddamn. So, Hacker's Memory is going to be the Saturday playthrough, whereas Pokemon Black 2 is going to be the Sunday playthrough. So, the Sunday after next Sunday is going to be when the Black 2 redo is going to start, because I really want to do that game justice after the complete fuck up on my part. That was the original Pokemon Black 2 Let's Play. And honestly, I think from there, that's gonna be it. So yeah, so the next Let's Plays are gonna be Hacker's Memory and Black 2. I definitely think Hacker's Memory is going to be the longer of the two, but hey, I've been doing this shit for 10 years, so I started this with Digimon, I might as well end it with Digimon. Seems only appropriate. But that is going to be something for future me to worry about. So, until then, by the way, yes, I have finished both thumbnails, so you're actually going to see fully custom thumbnails. So yeah, until then, if you enjoyed this particular Let's Play and my venture into the ZX duology, feel free to like and subscribe, and while you're at it, check out my non-gaming stuff over on Tumblr. And if you're able to, feel free to donate to either my Patreon or Ko-Fi. Every little bit helps. And so, until we meet again, see you all for the beginning of what is likely going to be my last Let's Play. Well, one of my last Let's Plays before I move on to greater pastures. So, see you all next time. Bye.